With a high-stakes referendum looming on Alberta's future, the battle lines over Confederation are being drawn in parking lots and community grounds across the province. On July 31st, the Forever Canada Unity Tour rolled into Stettler, gathering roughly 50 people near the town's train station and P&H elevator. Former Deputy Premier Thomas Lukaszuk spoke with hometown Media Stettler about how the group got started.
Well, we started as a response to the fact that Separatists were going to file a binding constitutional petition, so I preempted them by filing others. And in just 90 days, we collected 456,000 signatures. Partly because of Stettler and volunteers in Stettler.
The stop near the train station also drew local independent supporters, including Stettler resident Todd Schritter. After representatives asked the group to gather across the street, Schritter engaged in dialogue with the Unity organizers, citing deep-seated frustrations with the federal government.
I did get to have a conversation with Tom Lukaszuk, and we've been here for 5 or 10 minutes having polite conversation. And then all of a sudden the owner come out to kick us out. I'm just here to have conversation and try and find out people that won't vote for independence, what their perspective is and what their reasoning is.
Of the over 456,000 raw signatures collected during the 90-day drive, Elections Alberta certified 404,293 petitions, far exceeding the required threshold. Since then, the campaign has grown due to a demand for lawn signs and an influx of volunteers.
Right now, we have more than 18,000 registered volunteers across Alberta doing exactly what you see. We also have given out right now over 45,000 lawn signs, and we just can't print them fast enough. And the beautiful thing about this whole initiative is that it's nonpartisan. We have NDPers and Green Party and Liberals and Conservatives and old reformers, everybody working together. One thing we have in common is that we're proud Canadians.
While Unity organizers point to a cross-party coalition, across the street, independence demonstrators argue that patriotism shouldn't obscure hard questions about the country's direction.
I wanted to come down here and ask people if they're really actually happy with the direction the Liberal government's policies are taking Canada.
You know, I had a very nice conversation with a young man, one of the Separatists here from Stettler, and he told me that Alberta never voted to join Canada. Well, Alberta never joined Canada. It was part of Northwest Territories and was just created out of Canada. He told me that when his forefathers came here from the United States in 1800s, they didn't want to wave the Canadian flag. Well, the Canadian flag came into being in 1967. So, you know, there's a lot of almost, it's disinformation.
The exchange highlights a growing challenge in modern political debate, where Unity advocates see dangerous online disinformation, independent supporters see mainstream media denial. This has created two distinct political realities where even basic facts are now fiercely contested.
Like, the Liberal government has some sort of admiration for the way that the Chinese system. They make that obvious. They've said it live on mainstream media. I'm not okay with that. I align more with the United States, their constitution. I align more with their culture, the freedom of speech, all of those things, and those are going away. We can see that with Bill C-34 and C-9.
Worries over the Safe Social Media Act and Combating Hate Act stem from the potential for misuse and policing of online speech on social media. At the heart of the debate is a fundamental split over how to address Western alienation, whether provincial grievances can be solved through negotiation with Ottawa, or if separation remains the only option. Lukaszuk counters these issues can be fixed through measures such as targeted Senate reform.
We actually have a valid argument to have more senators. But ironically, Separatists want to abolish the Senate. They don't want Senate in the first place. So, you know, that's a non-starter. But, you know, one of my recommendations is that we do increase the number of senators. The equalization formula that we have right now was put together by Prime Minister Harper and then Jason Kenney. I think it needs to be renewed, updated, because a lot has changed since the last 20 years ago.
Beyond constitutional mechanics, independent supporters cite post-pandemic immigration levels as a strain on local resources.
It makes no sense to have somebody creating laws for people that are 4,000 kilometers away. I want the people that are in Edmonton or Calgary or inside my Alberta borders to be making common sense laws that we can follow, not the same, because we don't want unvetted mass immigration. And we can tell that's The Liberal government is not going to stop that. The floodgates are open. And when they get here, they're going to try and get them to vote. They're changing our entire voting demographic.
The debate has underscored the divide amongst the population over whether solutions require working within Confederation or breaking away entirely. On the other side, unity organizers warn that flirting with separation threatens economic stability and risks scaring off vital investment dollars.
Who wants to invest in a province that is flirting with separatism? So those are very critical issues, and we simply cannot allow a small segment of population, many of them disinformed, to hijack this province and our Canadian unity.
I think, the same Albertans that voted to stop equalization because it's so unfair, I think those same people are going to be here to vote for independence. I mean, it was pretty much a slap in the face to ignore the 61% that voted to end equalization. I think they're going to come out the same number and then some for Alberta, voting for Alberta independence, option 2.
With the October 19th referendum fast approaching, both sides are ramping up efforts across the province. For Hometown Media Stettler, I'm Landon Chambers.